Hey, Celtics Nation! We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Boston Celtics. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll always stay up to date and never miss out on any exclusive news. So here's the latest buzz swirling around the NBA world, and particularly around the Boston Celtics locker room, where rumors have been picking up steam like wildfire. Now, before you jump ahead, imagine this unfolding in hushed tones in the corridors of the TD Garden, where insiders are whispering that head coach Joe MAZZULLA has finally reached the boiling point. That simmering frustration that, until now, was kept carefully behind closed doors. Word on the street is that MAZZULLA, once known for his calm demeanor, has lost patience completely and, in a shocking twist, is rumored to have publicly proclaimed that he no longer wants JAYSON Tatum on this roster. Yes, you heard that right, not as a trade request necessarily, but as a bold statement of intent. A rumored declaration that they've reached the end of the line. And when whispers like these gain traction, you can bet the media lights begin to glow. The chatter, of course, has begun leaking into podcasts, late-night shows, and Twitter threads, building a narrative that could ignite serious friction in Boston. But here's the kicker, we still don't know the full context. Was it a moment of frustration after a loss, a sideline outburst, or something more calculated? A signal to shake up the roster? As rumors swirl, let's dive deeper into what this could really mean. What sparks may have ignited this meltdown, and whether Tatum's future in green is truly at risk. Now, many are asking, why would Joe MAZZULLA, who has praised Jayson Tatum's talent and clutch genes so openly in the past, suddenly turn around and suggest he doesn't want him anymore? That's where the rumor mill really picks up steam. Rumor has it that the dynamic between coach and star has been strained behind the scenes for weeks, maybe even months. People inside the organization are hinting that underlying tensions, differences in playstyle, creative friction over offensive sets, and a growing impatience over inconsistency and defensive effort have ratcheted up pressure at practice. Add to that the typical stress of expectations in a championship-hungry franchise, and you can begin to see why MAZZULLA might feel betrayed or burned out. Some insiders suggest that MAZZULLA feels Tatum hasn't fully embraced the defensive mindset he wants to instill across the roster. Others whisper that Tatum's increasing vocal influence, particularly after the bench players aren't performing, may have ruffled the coach's feathers. These kinds of rifts don't show up in the box score or hit broadcast airwaves, but rumor has it that the locker room is suddenly feeling a divide, as though a once solid bond between coach and featured star has worn dangerously thin. And so, in this setting, you get a sudden outburst, or as the rumor mill frames it, a dramatic declaration from MAZZULLA that he simply doesn't want Tatum in Boston anymore. Unless something changes fast, here's another layer off repeated in whispers in certain circles inside the Celtics organization. Word is that MAZZULLA has begun to believe that Jayson Tatum's ceiling, especially defensively, has plateaued under his current system, and that if he stays, the team's potential could stall. Picture this, MAZZULLA pacing the sideline late in a tight fourth quarter during a recent matchup, visibly frustrated as Tatum misses rotations or gets out-muscled on a switch. Some say that that moment was the spark for the viral rumor. Others point to reports that MAZZULLA privately confronted Tatum during a timeout, demanding a more consistent effort, only for Tatum to respond with terse body language, fanning the flames. Now, rumor has it that behind closed-door film room sessions, MAZZULLA questioned if Tatum's role as lead-the-way star is compatible with his defensive-first vision. People who've heard snippets say the team's assistant coaches were left scrambling, coaching staff caught between mediating and refereeing between the two. So you get the rumor, MAZZULLA doubling down publicly saying, "I don't want him unless Tatum buys in harder," a line that would rattle the league if truly uttered. It's the kind of dramatic tension that sparks trade rumors, conversation, speculation, and even without confirmation, it's fueling chatter that Boston's core chemistry might be fracturing under the weight of expectations. Dig a bit further and you'll find some voices claiming that MAZZULLA isn't necessarily ready to dump Tatum, he simply wants commitment. That's where rumors twist. The more nuanced version has it that MAZZULLA issued a dare prove me wrong, show up every night on both ends, and you remain the face of the franchise. But under this narrative, if Tatum continues to coast or check out in certain defensive coverages, Boston might pivot away from him in free agency, or even entertain sign and trade options. Now, that's not concrete, and it's still swirling in back channels. But rumor is rumor, and media outlets are now scanning tape after tape looking for evidence Missed switches, lack of help rotation, defensive rebounding lapses. Meanwhile, sources say the vibe at practice has turned inescapably tense to groups. One trying to amplify defensive communication, the other struggling to adjust. Add to that the mounting playoff expectations. And NBA-savvy whispers say this could be one of those mid-season define a star's trajectory moments. It smells like Boston setting a test. Do you rise to the challenge, or do we look elsewhere? And that's how we arrive at the scuttlebutt that MAZZULLA doesn't want him unless everything changes, and that phrase alone has fueled enough conversation to keep this story alive. What's even more intriguing in this rumor swirl is the response or lack thereof from agents, reps, and public relations handlers. Typically, when a star's ship is threatened, handlers come out swinging, issue clarifications, tone down the rhetoric, and re-establish unity, but so far nothing. No reassuring quotes from Tatum's camp, no muddy the water press lines. Radio silence. Some insiders see that as a signal that things might really be heating up behind closed doors. If you're quiet, maybe you're dealing with a bigger fire, one NBA-level observer reportedly said. The rumor whispers that Tatum's representatives are carefully assessing both public sentiment and behind-the-scenes tension before deciding whether to intervene. We're talking selective messaging, trying to control the narrative once. It looks like Boston could abandon ship. This kind of strategic media silence, if intentional, suggests Tatum's side is weighing whether a measured response or a more aggressive defense is necessary. If you believe the rumor, they might be waiting for the right moment to hit back or to offer reassurance. Either way, that silence is making waves because it breaks with the usual pattern and some range that coaches and players handle these things with press releases simply indicates that this could be more than just noise. It might mark a deeper rift. Meanwhile, fan forums and hot takes on social media have lit the rumor one level deeper, one common thread that Boston's coaching staff might be testing the hierarchy of power. If Tatum is unconsciously used to being the unquestioned focal point, maybe MAZZULLA is pressuring him to prove allegiance and accountability. That's the crux of the rumor. It's less a personal vendetta, more like a battle for leadership in the locker room. Some voices even suggest that this rumored conflict could echo the old dynamic of K-Love or Isaiah Thomas having to shoulder more than their share back in other eras. The idea is that MAZZULLA is drawing a line, I'm not afraid to bench, or next level you if you don't step up. Rumor is they're testing whether Tatum can handle pressure from above, the kind that can break egos or shape stars. And if Tatum doesn't pass, maybe Boston shifts toward an equally talented but quieter two-way star. Of course, all this is rumor, speculative drama meant to create narrative tension. But if inside sources are correct, this rumored friction is more than just locker room grumbling. It's a potential turning point in the coach-star relationship. And rumor being rumor, that's exactly why it's captivating fans who've watched Boston's chemistry evolve or unravel over time. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Add in the playoff stakes, and suddenly this rumor feels like a powder keg. Boston sits as perennial contenders. Every season they flirt with finals runs, meaning margins are tight. If there's one thing rumors love, it's tension around whether a team stays united under pressure. In that context, a rumored rift between coach and star doesn't just feel dramatic, it feels existential. Imagine late-season film sessions where assistants tiptoe around discussing Tatum's defensive lapses. Suppose the coaching staff smiles politely at his fourth-quarter lack of effort, but circles it in red ink behind closed doors. The rumor continues. MAZZULLA is tired of playing diplomat, tired of massaging superstars. He wants accountability above all. Some say he's prepared to bench Tatum if necessary just to prove a point. Others whisper that this rumored move is part of a larger Bruce Pearl-style culture shift. Boston, they say, has to send a message to everyone that no one is immune, no one above the system. And rumor has it that tension lines are being drawn in the film room, practice court, meeting areas. If that's true, you're looking at a team at a crossroads, cohesion or collapse, depending on whether Tatum digs in or digs out. Either way, it's heavy stuff and rumor-grade drama with real stakes. Rumors flourish when the media narrative catches fire. And let's be honest, whenever the coach is rumored to publicly criticize his franchise star, outlets go ballistic. There's speculation this could heat up trade chatter, even mid-season. Imagine Eastern Conference contenders watching closely. Celtics Sensing weakness, opponents sensing opportunity. There's already chatter from front offices about what Boston might get back for Tatum if messy dynamics persist. Some insiders whisper about potential package deals, draft picks, complimentary guards, emerging bigs, even if the Celtics don't intend to trade him imminently. Rumor latitude alone fuels buzz about the feasibility of nostalgia-focused deals, similar to when the Celtics traded Pierce or Garnett, setting off major seismic shifts. The rumor mill is now pointing at December or January as possible pressure points. If MAZZULLA's serious about leadership, one rumored voice said, he won't blink. And that quote alone, watched by fans and rival G miscast Tatum as either champion or casualty. The idea that Boston might pivot away from its star is enough to crack open discussions across the league. Every hush-hush source, every half-heard clip, fans drawing brackets in which Tatum wears a different jersey. This rumor feeds off all that energy. The question hanging, is Boston preparing to press the nuclear button? Or is it all theatrics designed to ignite unity? But here's the other side of the rumor. The whisper that this could just be strategy, highlight the problem, then flip it into team unity. Like a pressure valve trick. Recall that tactic from history. Coach tears down star, everyone rallies, star responds. Chemistry improves. Rumor suggests MAZZULLA might be orchestrating a dramatized showdown. Almost a psychological play. He calls out Tatum, creates tension, which forces the star to respond not just in games, but in visible buy-in, locker room leadership, defensive ferocity. Then MAZZULLA backs off, praises him publicly, and the team unifies. It's the rebuild through conflict narrative. Now, if that's the whisper inside the building, it's either genius or recklessly risky. If the rumor is that Tatum crumbles under that heat, you suddenly have a fractured star. But if the rumor ends in victory, you have chemistry forged by fire. And of course, we don't know which side is betting on. We also don't know how the public line between hype and heat is being managed. There are rumors that at least one assistant coach is advising caution, warning against crossing the line. So in that version of the rumor, this is theatrical tension, a primal test of team culture, nothing more, nothing less, designed to elevate everyone by spotlighting conflict, forcing response. But again, only if you believe the rumor. So where does that leave us? Right in the heart of one of this season's most compelling rumors. That Joe MAZZULLA has lost his patience, potentially publicly stated he doesn't want JAYSON Tatum on the Boston Celtics unless something dramatic changes. Whether that statement was literal, strategic, or somewhere in between, it's created a wave of speculation that reaches far beyond one locker room. The rumor now raises several pivotal questions. Will Tatum respond by becoming the defensive force Boston needs? Will MAZZULLA ease up or double down? Will the Celtics welcome tension as fuel, or will it topple their early momentum? And even more, are rival teams quietly preparing offers, poised to pounce if the internal dynamic cracks? That's the fertile ground of rumor. As fans, we're left wondering, is this the beginning of a fracture or the catalyst for something greater? Reinforce chemistry, redefine leadership, championship-level accountability. Right now the rumor mill is churning, and we're watching for every quote, every clip, every sign that this story will either flame out or ignite something transformative. So stay tuned, because in Boston especially, rumors like these can change the trajectory of an entire season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.